Hello everyone, welcome back to my tutorial. Today in my today's Hadoop tutorial, let's talk about rack awareness. Okay, so let's say we have a cluster with 3 or more nodes in it, and we want to create a rack, and we want to understand how the rack awareness works. So let me just tell you what it is. So rack awareness is a concept in Hadoop which makes sure that whatever data is stored on the HDFS, the replica of the files or the data should not be placed on a same rack. So rack is a combination of several machines. So let's say rack 1 is having M1 and M2 two machines, and rack 2 is having M3 and M4 two machines in that. So the all the replica of a files will be placed in such a way that when we lose one rack, which is M1 and M2, all the files, all the replica should not be lost. Okay, so that is the concept of high availability of this new technology. So we have to make sure that all the replica of a particular file is placed on different racks. So if we lose one rack, at least one of the replica is present on some other rack, and we still are making sure the high availability. Okay, so we'll just try to understand the same practically. So I have this cluster running up with me. Okay, so I'll just run this command HDFS DFS admin and report, which will list out the cluster nodes and status. Okay, so when I run this, so this is my cluster master node M1. Okay, and as you can see, there are how many nodes? There are 3 live nodes in it. Okay, and and there are no rack information currently. Okay, as you can see, there is no rack information. So what we'll do, we will create a rack. We will create a rack and place these machines into those rack. Okay, yeah. So let's just go ahead and create the rack. Okay, so to create the rack, what you have to do is you have to edit the HDFS site.xml. So what you have to do is you have to go to your Hadoop configuration folder, which is already set up here. Okay, so let me just go to that folder. Okay, so currently I am here, so I'll just I'll check this HDFS site.xml. So here what you have to do is with this 3, there are replication factor is 3, and we have 3 nodes currently in the cluster. So what you have to do is you have to add one more property in your currently running cluster setup. The property is you have to add this topology file. Okay, so what you can do is you can add a property with name, and you have to give topology dot script dot file dot name. Okay, and close name, and then in the value tag you have to write the script which will be used for the topology. Okay, and let's just give the file name as topology dot sh. Okay, and we will close the value. So it's always recommended that you give the absolute path of the script to make sure that you don't get the error like file not found or something like that. Okay, so I'll just okay, so this is my file topology.sh, and this is the name. Okay, so we'll just save this file, and I think I have already created the file over here. Yeah, so just open this file, and we'll just to save the time, I'll just you need to write these commands in the script file. So what you have to do is you have to to create this script in this folder, okay, and before that you need to create a data file as well. So just in the same folder, just create a topology.data file which will be having all of your machines. Okay, so this is my M1 machine, this is my M2 machine, and this is my M3 machine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm placing M1 to rack 1 and I'm placing M2 to rack 2, okay, and I'm placing M3 to rack 3. So this is my rack 2, okay. So M1, M2 and M3 are in rack 2 and M1 is in rack 1, okay. So this is my topology.data file, okay, and then we are going to read this data file in our topology.script, okay. So here I am just what I'm doing is I am going to my HDFS site.xml, and at the bottom I am just giving the absolute path of this script, okay, to make sure no error occurs, okay. Yeah, so this is my script, right? Yeah, so again we go back to the script and try to understand. So what it is doing, it is reading the topology.data file line by line, okay, and it is comparing the first line in this file with the node arguments, okay, which is your node, okay. So if it is matches with that node name, it will place that node into a particular rack, which is the result, okay, and which is the result is coming from the file itself, which is the shift, means you are shifting the arguments by one position. So the second position is rack, so you will get a rack name, okay, and if you don't get a match, it will be placed in the default. So it is a very simple script to assign the rack, okay. Yeah, so now since we have created the script and we have set the script into the HDFS site.xml file, let's just try to start the name node, okay. So since we have made the changes in the HDFS site.xml, we may have to restart the name node, okay. So just run this command hadoop daemon.sh and then just stop the name node, okay. I'm just stopping the name node on the master cluster, on the master node, okay. So we have stopped the name node and I will start the name node now, okay. Yeah, so I'm starting the name node now and we'll see how it is working, okay. Fine, so now again we'll run the HDFS. Let's just check whether the rack assignment has happened or not. So we just run HDFS DFS admin report, okay. So let me just check how is it working, okay. So as you can see, the rack information has been populated. So this is my 216, which is my M2, and M2 we have placed it to rack 2, and then again and then we have 165 also in M2, which is rack 2, and then we have 207 which is in rack 1, okay. So is it as per our setting. Fine, so let's just this is the rack assignment. Let's try to understand the rack awareness practically. So what we'll do is we shall upload one file to the file system, okay. So HDFS DFS minus put, I'll just take any file, just check, let's say I'm taking this slaves file, okay, and I'm placing it into my HDFS server, okay. So so let's just browse the file into our server, so which is my M1 machine, and just try to access the cluster, okay. So this is my HDFS, which can be accessible. So if I go to utilities to browse the file, and if I go to sample, so here I can see here my slaves file is uploaded successfully. So if you click on this, the replication is 3, right? So if there are 3 replications, okay, it is anyway if you just click on this, the availability, you can see it is available on all the 3 nodes, but it is not populating as per the replication, because 3 replica means 3 nodes it is being placed. Let's just set the replication to 2, and that will actually test whether our rack awareness is working successfully or not. For that, what I shall do is I will do HDFS, and then there is something like DFS set rep. Okay, so this is to change the replication of a file. Okay, so set rep, I'm setting the replication of this file to 2. Okay, and let me just see what is happening. Okay, I'm setting the replication of this file to 2. Okay, so now if you see, when I go back here again and if I refresh here, so you can see the replication is set to 2. Okay, and if I click on this, it is now, you see where it has been placed. It is placed to 165 and 207. Let's just try to understand whether it is actually following the rack awareness or not. So 165 is my M3 and 207 is my M1. So M2 and M3 are in rack 2. So definitely it will place in either M2 or M3. Okay, and other replica in M1. It cannot place the file into M2 and M3 because M2 and M3 are a part of same rack. So this is the concept, guys, and this is rack awareness which has been followed in this tutorial, and which is what I wanted to explain. So the concept is, as per the rack awareness, all the replica of a file will not be placed in the same rack, and that's what is happening here. Okay, so that's all in this tutorial, and if you really like this tutorial and it really helped you, please give a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. Okay, thanks for watching.